Hi, I'm Christopher Hein. Today I'm going to talk about how to make your Irimi nage good. So, real simple. I think Edi nage is super tricky. I've talked about Edi nage in the past, but I want to talk about the classic Edi nage that you see, the really big pretty one where there's a bunch of movement and everything happens. That Edi nage is really deceptively simple, and deceptively simple because I've seen all kinds of horrible variations of that. Took me years of working on it to really figure out what it's doing, and it's really simple. So I'm going to talk about that to you guys with Josh today. Josh? All right, so let's talk about Edi nage and the shocking simplicity of it. So I've talked about this a little bit before, but let's really talk about Irimi and what's happening. So if I get Irimi, right, which is hard to get, but if I get Irimi, I want to maximize my Irimi time. Now, Irimi nage is a way to deal with someone who's trying to minimize your Irimi time, but there's a real simple way to get it in the beginning. Okay, so look, if I'm going by Josh Irimi this way, and Josh wants to follow me. He's going to follow me from the direction I came from. So if I go this way, he's going to follow me like that as I escape, right? Okay, so that means if I shoot a straight line, basically once I'm past Josh, if he's turning, he's going to be right behind me. So what I want to do is I constantly want to move at an angle behind Josh, and this will make it harder for him to pick me up, right? So if I'm moving Irimi nage, right, and we'll just go step for step, right? So I step and Josh starts turning, and I step and Josh starts turning, and I step and Josh starts turning, and I step and Josh starts turning. You can see I stayed Irimi the whole time with him, right? Now, of course, when we're going fast, it's not going to be that step for step for step. But that's the basic idea. Now, if I'm quicker than him, I will disappear like a ghost, right? As far as he's concerned, I will just disappear, and he will go like this and stop and go, ugh. And I've seen it happen in Jiawaza before where someone made perfect Irimi and the other person just went, wait, where are they? Because it's really disorienting. So I'm always moving at an angle behind Josh and not moving straight behind where I started from Josh, because behind Josh is always changing. The Irimi point's always changing, right? So what I mean by that is if we go step for step again, and I go this way, okay, and Josh's turn. Now look, Josh's back is at an angle this way. So this might still feel to me like it continue on the path. I step, Josh steps. Okay, now I'm nowhere near Josh's back, right? And if I step one more time, Josh will actually have my back, right? And that's because I'm not changing as he's changing. As Josh is changing, I always need to change with him. Now, the essence, that essence is what Irimi nage is, right? So the Irimi nage comes from that happening. Now, another thing important thing to understand is the closer I stay to Josh during that exit time, the more time I will buy myself because it's further for him to turn. And the further I get from him, the easier it'll be for him to turn, right? So what I mean by that is I'm going to kind of shoot off at a little bit of an angle. If I come behind Josh like this and he takes a step, okay, and I take a step and I'm going this way, he's going to get behind me faster because I'm giving him more room to work, okay? Instead, though, if I go this way and I'm getting closer to him, right? And see, he steps and I step, I'm getting closer to him. He steps and I step, I'm getting closer to him, right? Now, I'm not saying that you want to stay close, but in that brief moment that you're coming behind him, that's what you're doing, right? So we'll go real time here, right? So let's say I'm here and I'm just going to move quickly behind Josh and you're going to turn around to catch me. Okay, that's what we're looking for, right? Is I'm buying that time out and I'm making him go on a further loop to catch me. And then when he does that, it's going to make us further away when he finally does catch me, right? So by the time he caught me, he was around there, we were already out of my eye, right? So you can see that again like this. So we'll go and then we'll just stop. So stop when I stop. So we go, stop, okay? We are already now at my eye, right? So it doesn't happen protracted. I showed it that way just so you could see step for step why it works that way. But within one step, if I'm cutting tight behind him, I will be at ma'ai or greater by the time he gets around, which is all I really want. I want to buy that ma'ai distance, right? So that's what I'm always looking for. Okay, now the Irimi nage throw is when someone's turning faster than you can get out of there, right? So if he turns ultra fast, even with those tricks that I just showed you, you can't get out of there. So the Irimi nage helps us deal with that. So as I'm passing this guy, and let's go like this, let's go like this, okay. So as I'm passing that guy, and I can tell he's already turning, so I've taken like half a step and he's already here, right? Okay, I know that this guy is going to turn around faster than I can get out, right? So he's going to be around faster. So all I do is step into him. So I step across him. Now what this will do when we're in time here, so let's step, yeah, so here we are, okay. So he's going to go step, and I step across him like this, I'm hitting him at an angle where he's not ready to brace yet. So what's going to happen is he gets twisted up. So as he comes in to get me on this, I am walking more and more behind him and twisting him up more and more and more. Now the faster he tries to turn around to get me, it will actually make the Irimi nage worse on him, because when that's happening, he is twisting himself more. It's like he will do less with his feet than he does with his core. So the faster he tries to go, he's going to turn his core more and more and more to get me, and that's going to make him more and more twisted up. So the more I step across him, then the harder the throw is going to be for him, right? Or the harder, just more complicated it is for him to get me. Okay, now that doesn't mean also that my Irimi nage is always going to work, because in order for that to work, I need to keep him tight up top here, and I'm going to try not to hit my microphone. But as he starts to turn, I have to have this happening, right? Now, if he could just pull his head out of there and turn, that'll be no problem for him, right? So I will have backups. Triangle's a backup for that, right? So let's say he does come around, boom, I go triangle, and I can pop right out of there as well. But I need to keep this all tight, and so that's what you're seeing in this pulling the collar in tight, so he can't get his head around. Now, if we're here like this, and I keep his chin locked in place, turn to get me, see if his head can't turn, then he messes up his body even more, right? So he's more and more and more out of balance. So that's the really simple idea of Irimi nage, is as I'm moving behind this guy, and it is happening like a flash, although you got to kind of break it down like this to intellectually get it. But as you're going behind him, you're always trying to keep your Irimi position, which is across his back. Now, if he is turning faster than you can make your exit in that, all you do is step across him while locking his head in place. And if you do that, he will throw himself. It's not a big clothesline, right? So this classic, really pretty Irimi nage, it's not a clothesline. It's just keeping his head in place, so as he turns, his head gets left behind, and that discombobulates his body, and he can't stay standing anymore, and it will take just about zero effort to step through someone like that, because their feet are all twisted up at that point, right? So that's what Irimi nage is genuinely doing, I believe. I've seen it happen live. I've seen it happen in crazy situations, because you're just in tight like that, and it's too hard to turn around. So that's what your Irimi nage should be, in my opinion, and it's not some crazy clothesline or some magical technique or something else. Really, really simple. So I hope that helped. I'm Christopher Hein. It's Joshua Teehee. My salon McDaniel's behind that camera right over there, which we can't decide if it's soft yet. We haven't figured maybe there's something wrong with that lens. We don't know. Anyways, all right, we'll see you in the near future.